Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what is your future spouse's love language. So you've got three options to choose from. Group 1, your card is the Two of Cups and this is what it looks like. Group 2, your card is the Ace of Cups and this is what it looks like. And group 3, your card is the Ten of Cups and this is what it looks like. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, if you guys chose the Two of Cups, let's find out first using the oracles what is your future spouse's love language. So the cards that came out for you are Chivalry, Temptation, Follow the Leader, Time to Go, and Stillness. Alright. A big part of your future spouse's love language would be gift giving. And as is the norm with gifts, they're all going to be surprises for you. In fact, with Chivalry over here, I don't think that this is just limited to gifting you the big stuff or things that are too materialistic. It can be something such as bringing fresh flowers for you when they come back home from work, or you wake up in the morning and there's this beautiful bouquet right in front of you, across the bed on the counter, something like that. And of course, because this is someone who's very chivalrous by nature, that's a trait of theirs. So things such as holding the door for you, always carrying a handkerchief, opening the door of the car for you, and not just places like that. I feel like just in general, this is someone who's a charmer, all right? So they would love to really take care of you and make you feel very special. Physical touch will also be a big part of their love language. So they will be big on hugs, kisses, PDA if you're into it, of course. Because this does not seem to be the kind of person who would impose their will on you. So just for an example, if you're not someone who's comfortable with PDA, because many people aren't, they'll understand that. Maybe then they'll just limit it to holding hands, nothing more. But otherwise, when you guys are in a close space, when you're in your personal space, know for a fact that they will express their emotions or the love that they have for you through physical touch a lot. I also feel like that there is this playful side to them. You can actually envision yourself and them, of course, running around the whole house where they're trying to grab you, like just pin you down and get started with it. That energy is what I'm picking up on. This is someone who loves to listen, and maybe you're someone who loves to talk. So there you go. This is basically like a match made in heaven. Maybe up until now, you've dated partners who either very clearly weren't interested in what it is that you had to say, or you could make out very well from their expressions or their body language that they'd already zoned out while you were speaking. So they weren't really listening to you intently. But your future spouse, throughout the duration when you're talking to them, there will be that constant eye contact. They will engage in the conversation just at the right time, and just the right kind of questions might come your way while you're telling them something. But in general, the energy with Stillness over here feels like they'll make you feel very relaxed. They'll make you feel very calm. They might be the kind of spouse who, prepares hot baths for you. You come back home and, they've already put all the bath salts and bath bombs and petals and candles and whatever else it is. And, you're good to go. But for those of you who, like I said, love to talk, you're getting yourself a spouse who will listen endlessly to all your stories, even the repeated ones. And let's face it, people who talk a lot, they usually have a tendency to repeat stories that they've already told with the same amount of passion and the same amount of gusto. But they're not the kind of person who'll say things like, I've already listened to this story, tell me something new. No. Each time they'll match your enthusiasm. Each time they'll match that energy. Another interesting thing that I can see about your future spouse is that they won't really defend themselves for something that they know is harmful for them. What I basically mean by that is that maybe they have a couple of habits, whether they are related to what they eat or what they drink, or just in general, something related to their day-to-day activities, which once you become a part of their life, you would know and you will be able to see that this is very, very detrimental to their health, or it's just simply not good for them. And out of your love for them, out of your concern for them, you might ask them to stop doing that particular thing, or to stop eating something, or stop drinking something, or stop smoking. It can be anything for different people. They'll listen to you. In fact, I'm being told that their whole family or friend circle might actually come and ask you, how did you make them quit something that we'd been at the back of their life to do so for such a long time, but they never listened to us? What did you do? What spell did you cast on them that, you asked them once and they agreed? But there's no spell, there's no energy like that over here. It's just pure love. They can see that something that they're doing is worrying someone whom they love the most so much, it's causing them a lot of distress, so they'll stop doing that immediately. I also see over here that another part of their love language would be to make you take the lead. And not in a way wherein they just want to sit back and relax and they don't want to worry about planning the dates or something, which is why they're putting on all of those responsibility on you. Not like that. That'll be their way of showing you how much they trust you, how much they value your opinion, and how much they look forward to getting your take or your perspective on what a perfect night or what a perfect evening or what a perfect date should be like. So they won't be the kind of spouse who's always, like one of those people who are like, no, I will decide where we will go. I will decide what the budget will be. I will decide how much time we have to spend there. That'll all be on you if you want to, of course. Basically, in anything, any department, anywhere during your time with them, if you feel like taking the lead, they won't take your hand and ask you to go and sit at the back seat. They will happily be the passenger princess and they will let you drive. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Hanged Man, the Two of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Okay. First things first. Apart from all that I've already covered from the oracles, another thing that I can see over here as being significant part rather, of their love language is traveling with you to different places. In fact, they might be one of those people who growing up have created lots of special memories in different places. They might have a favorite theater, a favorite bookstore, favorite music store, something like that. And when they find you, when they find the love of their life, they would want to take you to all those places. They would want to take you to all their favorite hangout spots, show you the school where they studied, the college that they attended, and like I said, all these different places that they used to hang out at as a teenager. Taking you to places that have been an integral part of their life and which hold some meaning for them. That'll be a part of their love language. And apart from, of course, taking you to those meaningful places, they would also, like I said initially, want to travel the world with you. They won't be the kind of spouse who is very... They basically don't seem to be the kind of person who's a homebody, if you know what I mean. They would want to go out, and maybe they have, that wanderlust, and they would want to explore different things with you, whether it is different cuisines, whether it is different locations, anything. In fact, when I see follow the leader over here and then Two of Wands, more often than not, they might ask you to decide, okay, which place should we cover next, which city or which state or which country should we cover next, like that. You might just be one of those couples who've got so many stamps on your passports because you guys keep traveling so frequently. Now, another part of their love language is that they will irritate you, okay? They will. You have to be prepared for that. They will irritate you. Why? Because they will love the kind of reaction that you will give when they irritate you. And this is very evident over here. You might ask them, let's say, Let's say you ask them, which dress should I wear, the red one or the blue one? And first they might say red. And then the minute you're done putting on the red dress, they might say, actually the blue one was better. Or something like that. Or just in general, you might be very, very busy with your work and they might come and start hovering around you like a bumblebee, irritating you with that constant buzz around your ears. And you might ask them to just, fuck off, go to a different room, give me my space. I'm working. Can't you see I'm working? And I don't want to make any mistake. So for some time they'll be quiet, but then they'll be back at it. The more you get irritated, and this is a tip that you can use, the more you get irritated, the more they will irritate you, because they would absolutely love the reactions that they will get from you. I can also see over here with the Hanged Man that a big part of their love language they would want to be as close to you as possible. All right. So this is the kind of spouse who, even if, let's say, both of you are working from home, they're not the kind of person who will designate one room to themselves and then one room would be for you. They would want to be wherever you are, and not in a clingy way, because of course there is distance over here as well. So they're not the kind of person who wants to sit at the same table as you, unless of course for those instances wherein they'll be irritating you, but just something about being around you or being in your energy. In fact, you might notice this yourself, that whenever they look a bit tensed or a bit anxious, the minute they come and sit in the same space as you, they feel very relaxed. And the reason why this is a part of their love language is because you or your presence is very therapeutic for them. And they'll express that. They'll keep on expressing that gratitude to you. Maybe not verbally, but like I said, it'll be very visible from their facial expressions. And you too, of course, might appreciate it. If you are shorter than them, and they're, they're the kind of guy who basically towers over you, a part of their love language would be to always pick up things from the top shelf for you without you having to ask for it. For example, let's say that when you guys woke up, you told them that, I'm in the mood to make pancakes today for breakfast. And by the time you freshen up and you reach the kitchen, they've already laid out all the ingredients for you. Why? Because all of them were at the top shelf. You didn't even have to ask. Something like that. It's very, very cute. Minimal stuff, but it's so endearing at the same time. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or my email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, Group 2. If you guys chose the Ace of Cups, first let's find out, using your oracles, what will be your future spouse's love language. So the cards that came out for you are Spiritual Maturity, Deception and Envy, Magical Map Shifter, Go the Distance, and Protection. Alright, so first things first over here, Group 2, that I can see, your future spouse will... Okay, wait. You know how one of the reasons why you would marry someone is because you want a companion for life? That's a very popular phrase. Well, in your case, Group 2, your spouse will never shy away from accompanying you to wherever it is that you ask them to go. You might be one of those people who has a very offbeat taste in certain things. For example, let's say your whole friend circle is always more interested in partying or clubbing and stuff like that, whereas you as a person, you like to visit museums or galleries more, but you never find the right company. You never find anyone who would be willing to attend, to go to galleries or museums or theaters or street plays with you. But your spouse will never say no to you in these things. So whatever it is that you want to explore, wherever it is that you want to go, they will say yes to it, and very readily. You wouldn't even have to convince them. You wouldn't even have to paint an elaborate picture or where it is that you're taking them just so that they can say yes. You'll just say it and they'll agree for it. Why? Because another energy that I'm picking up over here is that they'll be the kind of spouse who's in the zone of, your wish is my command. That'll be a big part of their love language, ensuring that all your dreams come true. The tiniest of them, mightiest of them, all of them. Whether it is, like I said, accompanying you to some place that you've always wanted to go to, or whether it is something big let's say you always wanted to buy a car for yourself or a house for your parents, something like that. They'll make sure that they do their best, whatever it is that they can from their functioning at their full capacity, of course, to make that dream of yours a reality. If they have to chip in money from their side, or if they have to pull some strings and make arrangements for you to go somewhere, they'll do everything. Another part of your future spouse's love language, clearly over here with deception and envy and protection, is being very possessive about you. When they see you interacting with other people, they won't like it, all right? They might be someone who has Scorpio in their Venus, so this is a jealous lover that you're getting. But we also have spiritual maturity over here, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. They won't be the kind of, like how there are some jealous partners who can make our life miserable. Your spouse isn't like that. I would, for the lack of a better phrase, I would say that this is like a healthy amount of jealousy. They absolutely dote over you, they absolutely adore you. So, of course, when they see someone else getting too frank with you, or maybe getting too friendly with you, or they see another man making you laugh, they won't like it. I'm not seeing them expressing their displeasure, but you can expect certain side eyes, or let's say that there's a guy at your workplace who really makes you laugh, and they will not like that man at all. And so let's say you're having a dinner table conversation and you say, oh, Mark said he said this or he said that, and your spouse will just sit there and they'll either give a stink eye or they'll give a big massive eye roll. And so that's how you know, oh, someone's getting jealous. You might actually make a game of it. You might actually enjoy the fact that they get jealous each time you mention certain people. But this jealousy, this possessiveness will be a part of their love language. With Go the Distance over here and with Magical Map Shifter, it brings me back to the point that I was making earlier. Your spouse will do whatever it takes to bring a smile on your face, honestly. Whatever it takes. If it's raining outside, if there's a hailstorm, and let's say you're pregnant, okay, and you suddenly get a craving, it happens. They won't care about the weather. They'll go out, they'll find a store that's open, or like I said, they might pull some strings, call their contacts, maybe the ones who live nearby, ask them if they have what it is that you're looking for, what you're craving, and they'll get it for you. They'll get it arranged for you, even if they don't step out themselves, although they most likely will, because we have the energy of Go the Distance over here. Magical Map Shifter over here tells me that when you start living your life with your future spouse, many a times this thought will cross your mind, what did I do to deserve this? And not in a sense of, not in a guilty way, but what good had I done that, such a fantastic spouse was given to me like that. They'll always look out for you, very, very defensive about you, very protective towards you. They will not tolerate anyone saying any bullshit about you, even if it's their own family, even if it's their own mother or their own father who, let's say, suddenly decides to critique you on something. Why does your wife or your husband dress like that, or what, that's such a weird taste to have, whatever it is. They will stand up for you. In fact, I'm being told that many a times you wouldn't even be around and they'd still be defending you behind your back. And I think that is one of the best tests of loyalty, whether it is a friendship or whether it is a romantic connection, when someone can stand up for you when you're not even aware of the situation. That's the kind of spouse you're getting. They might be someone who, especially if they're a masculine, or even if they're a feminine, they might be someone who's very well versed with self-defense. They might be someone who's done some MMA. They might be a black belt in karate, who knows. So whenever you are walking with them and they know that there are eyes on you because you're good looking, they will automatically put their arm around you, like, stay away from her, stay away from him, like that. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Six of Cups, the Wheel, Six of Pentacles, and Judgment. A lot of you, I feel like, are already dating your future spouse, because this is for sure a soulmate level connection over here with the Six of Cups. In fact, for a lot of you, this is the very person whom you were married to in some past life as well. So it is your spouse from a past life who's now found their way back to you in this life, which is so sweet. In fact, in general, this can be someone whom you used to be friends with or used to hang out with when you were a kid, and then you guys lost touch. Maybe your family moved elsewhere or theirs did, and then years later, because of this stroke of fate, you guys will find your way back to each other because you both are destined to end up together. So that can be one thing. Anyway, coming back to their love language, again, this message has come out over here with the Wheel. In fact, with the Six of Cups over here as well, this is a very sweet message. During some conversation, you might tell them some dream that you had ever since you were a child, but you could never accomplish, or basically you could never fulfill that dream because of shortage of funds, or maybe you just never got the time, not enough resources, any reason, or maybe just life happened and you got too busy. They will make sure that every wish of yours comes true. So for example, let's say that you and your spouse are talking one fine day and you tell them, as a matter of fact, that when you were a child, you really wanted to learn how to play the guitar, but you could never buy one. And then when you could, you just never found the time to learn how to play one, or it totally skipped your mind growing up. And the next thing you know, a couple of days later, you wake up, you leave the bedroom, go into the living room, and there's this nice, lovely guitar lying there with a bow on it. That's their gift for you. And they might even arrange a tutor for you. So something like that. They in general, with the Six of Cups over here as well, this is someone who wants to make you feel protected, wants to make you feel seen, wants to make you feel heard, loved in the best way possible. In fact, with the Six of Pentacles over here, from the minute you guys get into a relationship, they will automatically take on this role of a provider, even if they don't ask you to, even if you haven't asked them to. And when I say the role of a provider, I'm not implying that they'll assume that it is their responsibility to contribute most for the house in terms of money and all. No, in a sense that it is their responsibility to make sure that you're always happy, well fed, comfortable, smiling, content in your life, like that. In fact, with Judgment over here, if there's any dream of yours or something that you had started working on and then you had to leave it midway because of a crisis or something, let's say that 5-6 years ago you'd started a business, but then there was a shortage of funds, so you couldn't complete it, or your partner left you, your business partner left you, so it just couldn't happen. They'll revive those things for you as well. In fact, with Magical Map Shifter over here, there is a huge possibility that one of the primary roles that this particular soul, your future spouse, is meant to play in your life is to make sure that you get to the point that you'd always dreamt of reaching, but just simply weren't able to go there all by yourself. You needed that guide, or you needed that companion for that trip. And now you're getting one in the form of your future spouse. Lovely. All right. So these are all the messages that I have for you, Group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, Group 3. If you guys chose the Ten of Cups, first let's find out using the oracles what is your future spouse's love language. So the cards that came out for you are dating, passion ignited, protecting treasure, message in a bottle, and pleasure. All right. Some of you might have been attracted towards group 1 as well. You can check that out if you want to. Anyway, the best part about your future spouse's love language group 3, sorry, is that they'll make sure that the honeymoon phase never gets over. No matter whether it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years since you guys have been married, they will keep the romance alive. They will keep that freshness alive. Which is true over here as well with Passion Ignited. In fact, your friends, your relatives, family members, they might often tease you, will the honeymoon phase ever end with you guys or not? But it won't. You guys, you will not let any routine or just how mundane life can get at times get in the middle of your romance or your love. That'll never happen. You will not be the kind of couple who has divided days for sex, for example. All right? Because you don't need that. There will always be so much passion between you two, so much romance between you both. Physical touch is a big part of your future spouse's love language, all right? There might be moments when you basically have to ask them to leave you alone or to give you a break, or that you're simply not in the mood. Because when it comes to you, they'll always be in the mood. In fact, with the presence of the Ace of Wands over here, your spouse will never say no to you. You might have to say no to them. With the presence of dating over here, like I said, this might be the kind of person who, in fact, apart from physical touch, their love language seems to be rather sweet, bringing flowers for you when they come back from work, or surprising you with little trips. In fact, with Message in a Bottle over here, and dating, in fact, I think you're getting yourself an old school lover group 3. Now, I don't know how on board are you with that. Once it happens, I'm sure you love it. Maybe you're old school as well. Maybe you romanticize the kind of romance that used to take place in your grandparents' era, perhaps, and you simply don't like what the definition of love has become these days. So, like I said, if you're old school, congratulations, because your spouse seems to be someone who has the same mindset as you. In fact, and this is so sweet, during your dating phase, they might actually write letters and post them to you, which can seem very bizarre for a few of you who've chosen this pile today. In the days of instant messaging, why is he or she sending me a letter? Or they sending me a letter? But with Protecting Treasure over here, and especially with Message in a Bottle, I do feel like you guys will be one of those couples who have so many... You guys have collected so many memories. You've collected stamps, you've collected the tickets, you've collected letters, and there's this really lovely box in your home wherein you both put those things. And sometimes when you're away and they're missing you, they go through that stuff, and when they're away for work or whatever and you're missing them, you go through that stuff. It's so sweet. The energy that I'm sitting and marinating in, I love it. With Protecting Treasure over here, of course, your spouse, one part of your future spouse's love language would be that they'll be very protective towards you. They will make sure that they are always the first line of defense when it's about you. Whether it is anything related to work, whether it is your personal life, something that's been happening with your friends, they will be your perpetual shoulder to cry on. In fact, I'm being told over here that especially with Message in a Bottle, you wouldn't even have to sometimes verbally tell them what's wrong. They'll be able to figure that out. This is someone who's very intuitive, by the way, your future spouse, all right? They can understand your silences, they can read your face, they can analyze your body language very well. So when you're down, feeling beaten, feeling hopeless about something, they'll be able to tell. They won't be the kind of spouse who waits and you have to tell them, I'm not in the mood for this, and that is when they realize, oh, okay, maybe something's wrong, and then they ask you. Not this person. They might even leave those little post-it notes, those sticky notes for you here and there. Words of affirmation, maybe 2 or 3 lines from some really nice poem for you. So you go to your washroom, to brush your teeth, and when you look in the mirror, there's this really lovely sticky note over there with 2, 3 absolutely romantic lines. This, in fact, with dating over here in Passion Ignited, this is a die-hard romantic. They are getting married to group 3. In fact, for a lot of you, you might not be that romantic. Another thing, wow, I just heard this. Group 3, your spouse will love you more than you love them. And it can sound a bit weird. You might say that that can't be true. Of course, I love this person. Why else would I agree to marry them? That's a given. Of course, you love them, but they love you more. How, like sometimes couples say, I love you, no, I love you more. But in your case, that'll actually be true. Your spouse will actually love you more. With pleasure over here and passion ignited, a big part of their love language, I think I've said this before, would be physical touch, hugs, kisses, makeout sessions, sex. Not the kind of couple who has to mark days for it. In fact, with pleasure over here, satisfying you, that'll be their priority. You will not have to fake orgasms with them. Group 3. All right, maybe you had to do so with your previous partners or in your previous relationships or hookups or one night stands or whatever. Not with your spouse. With them, everything will be very, very true, very, very real. In fact, with pleasure over here, it isn't just about, making you go weak in the knees or ensuring that your toes get curled, if you know what I mean. It's not just limited to that. Little moments of happiness as well. Things that you can't help but smile by those gestures. That's how sweet they are. And forgive me if I'm not being able to articulate what I'm feeling from this card very well. Maybe, okay, I'm picking up on something. Maybe they might arrange for a dinner under the open sky so that you guys can eat something and then relax and do some stargazing. That'll put a smile on your face. It's, for some of you, it can be a simple gesture. For some of you, it can be a grand gesture. But simple pleasures of life, basically. A sentence that comes to mind is, stop and smell the roses. Like that. When life gets busy, when you're, all up in that hustle, they'll make sure to pull you out of all of that. Make sure that your pace gets relaxed again. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, King of Wands, Knight of Swords, and Strength. You're getting yourself a personal cheerleader with Strength over here and King of Wands. You might not believe in yourself, but your spouse will always, always believe in you. Even when things very evidently aren't going your way and you're like, now this is hopeless. There is no way in hell this situation can turn around. They will still not give up on you. They will not give up on your vision. And because of the confidence or the faith that they have in you, that'll keep you going. That there's someone who's believing in me. I have given up on this, but they haven't given up on me, so maybe I can give it one last chance. And before you know it, things will turn around. Maybe nobody so far has been able to understand your emotions, especially the heavy ones, whenever you're feeling sad or whenever you're feeling the blues or whenever you're upset. Maybe you have this habit of locking yourself up in your room when you're not feeling all that great, and people around you know that, there's no point talking to Group 3 right now. Let them just be alone for some time. I'm sure when they feel better, they'll come out. So nobody really checks up on you. But your spouse won't do that. They will not leave your side unless and until you tell them what's wrong, and unless and until they have brainstormed a solution for you. Because with King of Wands over here, this person for sure, they're not a quitter. They go all the way. In fact, what I just heard was ride or die. So this is going to be that ride or die sort of love. All in or nothing. They will never leave you second guessing. They'll always be very, very loyal to you. They will never do anything that can, create even a little bit of doubt in your mind regarding their intentions or regarding their commitment. Never. With the 5 of Pentacles over here and then King of Wands and Knight of Swords, I also feel like a big part of their love language would be to ensure that they help you get out of those moods when you're not feeling that great. In fact, and this is a very specific message, group 3, you might be the kind of person who has never been able to cry in front of anyone. Never. You always make sure that either the lights are off, or you're all by yourself, or you've locked yourself up somewhere when you're crying. You don't like to see, you don't like other people to see you crying. You're just not comfortable with that sort of thing. But with your spouse and the kind of space and the environment that they create for you and the love that they have for you, this will be the only person in front of him. You will have zero inhibitions. You will be able to express all your emotions at max in a very authentic manner. You will be able to cry in front of them. You'll be able to laugh in front of them. Maybe you have a very funny laugh. Maybe you're the kind of person who chuckles or snorts when they're laughing, and so you just giggle when you're in public, but not with them. With them, you can be yourself. And the fact that they give you that confidence or give you those wings to fly, that is a part of their love language. They don't demean you for anything. They don't make you feel like you're a freak or you're weird just because you're different. They like that about you. They love your quirks. With the Knight of Swords over here, another part of your spouse's love language would be to take you places, to travel with you, to make sure that you're not missing out on anything. There's a new movie, they'll book tickets for you. There's a new play in town, they'll book tickets for the both of you. There's a place that you always keep talking about but you've never visited. The next thing you know, they've booked tickets for you guys and they're taking you to that place. In general, you might be someone who, maybe you're an empath, group 3, that's possible. So you often end up taking other people's emotions and then you start feeling weird. I'm sure you know what I mean. And another specific message that I just heard is that if in the past your romantic partners have left you at your worst, they came, they had fun, and then when things got serious, they left, and you still have some residual pain from those previous encounters, your spouse will understand that. They'll help you heal. They can't do the healing for you, of course, and we all know that, but they'll be by your side while you're working on your issues. They'll be there for you. In fact, this might not be someone who you open up to very quickly, all right, but they will pursue you. They will wait for you. They'll be patient with you. They'll be patient with your healing. Fantastic. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me there or WhatsApp or my email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.